Later.
This is WeatherScope.
Well, some portions of the southeast definitely had a stormy night tonight. We had reports of some tornadoes confirmed, some pretty nasty damage in parts of Louisiana, and some flooding here in Atlanta, Georgia. Evidently a lot of street closures. Good evening. Welcome to WeatherScope. I'm Jeff Morrow.
And I'm Kim Perez. We'll have that story as well as our nightly feature, El Nino Focus. And we'll go to our forecast center a bit later for a look at how the weekend weather in the Northeast will differ drastically from last weekend. But we begin with the Southeast. This is the aftermath from a tornado that touched down in Covington, Louisiana, just before 2 o'clock today. 25 people were injured and 80% of the downtown buildings were heavily damaged. The tornado has been given a preliminary Fujita scale classification of F2, but a formal survey will be held Saturday morning. Well, an F1 tornado touched down early this morning in Lafayette, Louisiana. At least 20 homes and businesses were damaged. One injury was reported. The twister packed winds between 80 and 100 miles an hour, took trees and rooftops off. And officials say the path was about 3 miles long and 200 yards wide. Now, we also have not just severe weather going on tonight, but flash flooding that is a serious situation around Atlanta and south of Atlanta. We have a lot of moisture in the mid and upper levels. We're looking here at our water vapor loop showing that moisture. And we could see a lot of white here, and that's indicating a lot of moisture with these thunderstorms. We have our cold front coming eastward. We have a warm front, a lot of overrunning rains here. So we have been drenched around Atlanta and even into Macon. We've had some reports of 60 roads being closed earlier tonight. Downtown Atlanta, the 75-80 connector also being reported of being closed earlier today, but now back on the road. But we're looking at a lot of traffic accidents around the area. But we also have severe weather, and we'll talk about that. But I just want to show you with the rain we have been getting. Some areas getting 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. So the Peachtree Creek also flooding in the Fulton County and DeKalb County area. Dew points relatively high for this time of the year, 60s and even earlier some 70s. Now we also have severe thunderstorm watches all the way into North Carolina now that has been issued. This one is until 5 a.m. Eastern time. The rest of them go to at least 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning local time. And again, the threat of severe weather continuing tonight. And you could see the storms moving through central Georgia and into South Carolina. And actually, we're looking at this cell right in here. If you can see right around that 75 symbol, also a severe thunderstorm there just east of Macon at this time. The rain moving now into Roanoke and Richmond. Again, watch out for the severe weather threat. and then rains even into the Ohio Valley. The Northeast, the rain's coming up. You can see it's advancing and eventually will be up into Boston, but it'll be rain for the Northeast. Temperatures very mild still in the upper 40s to around 50, but inland where we see temperatures cooling down tonight, we're going to see the threat of snow, and some of it may be heavy. We also have snow occurring in the upper Midwest. Jeff's going to tell us about that.
That's right, Kim. Picked up about 3 1/3 inches of snow officially around the Fargo area as actually a slow-moving clipper, if there is such a thing, moved through that area during the course of the day today. Let's go ahead and take you up to Fargo, North Dakota, and show you these scenes. Again, about 3 1/3 inches officially, with 5 total on the ground. Some of that from leftover from old storms, but enough you had to get the old snow shovels out, and traffic had to slow down just a bit. High temperature today in Fargo, a balmy 22 degrees. That is 10 degrees below average. So folks, winter seems to have set on in. I would say that just about all of the accumulating snow has pulled out of the Fargo area. Some of this might not be reaching the ground, light snow if it is, but it looks like a little batch of it may be headed right on over toward the Twin Cities. So watch out there. Also in Duluth, we're going to get some snow in this area overnight, and there could be a couple of inches accumulating, as Kim was just showing us. And there is the little bit of spin. You can actually see it. It's moving more in an eastward direction than southeast. To the south, we do see another batch of clouds, not too much in the way of precipitation working out from Colorado out into the plains. There was a little bit of snow out here in central Colorado. Some of this energy may actually scoot into the southeast and cause a few showers. Nothing like the rain you saw tonight, though. Also notice as the warm front kind of sneaks by, that a little band of showers trying to work its way through California, but most of this very, very light. Sacramento right on up the 5 and right up the Sacramento Valley, getting a little bit of light rain. The high today in Seattle was 50, only 41 in Denver. It's now down to freezing there, 53 in Vegas, 66, Route 66 in LA, and 66 in San Diego, a rather pleasant evening. Let's talk a little bit about El Nino, and for our nightly El Nino focus, let's go back to Kim.
Thanks, Jeff. Well, some experts say this year's El Nino is responsible for stronger eastern Pacific hurricane activity. Others have a different view. Jenna Jones takes a look at both sides of the coin in tonight's El Nino Focus.
Hurricane Pauline hit the Mexican coastline near Acapulco on October 8th. Did this year's strong El Nino contribute to the hurricane's strength? There are opposing views.
With the unusually warm waters off the coast of Mexico this season, kind of an offshoot of El Nino, we believe that this probably intensified Pauline.
But the question has to do is, did the El Nino cause these water temperatures to be higher than they ordinarily would be at the latitude where Pauline formed? We know the El Nino causes above normal water temperatures at the equator and maybe 5 to 10 degrees above the equator.